Hubin learned a strange fighting skill from an online video. Is it enough to defeat the man who robbed him? Let's find out in episode 3 of Viral Hit. How's it? I'm Evie and welcome to After the Episode. From epic action to moving moments, I recap the best K-dramas for you, so subscribe if that's your vibe. Let's tuck in. At the karaoke bar, Hubin confronts the couple who mugged him as Snapper livestreams the showdown for their loyal audience. It's time to apply Samdak's martial arts lesson he learned from watching YouTube.
Come, the game is afoot.
The first principle is determine where the strike will come from. The punches of an untrained opponent are easy to predict because of the exaggerated movement of the shoulders. The mugger is right-handed, so Hubin stands on his left-hand side to make sure that his opponent will attack with his dominant hand. Sure enough, the mugger jabs Hubin squarely in the forehead. But the direct hit doesn't faze Hubin at all. That's because Hubin applied the second principle of moving into the punch before the force has reached its maximum in a daring maneuver called the whip doesn't hurt if you get hit early. Chin down, forehead out, Hubin essentially headbutts the oncoming punch.
Oh!
Snapper, along with the rest of the chat, is astonished that Hubin is allowing himself to get hit in the head, and even the mugger is confused by this masochistic behavior. He aims another, more powerful blow at Hubin, who dodges it. Or, to put it another way, Hubin aims at the mugger's fist but misses. Continuously trying and failing to headbutt your opponent's fist not only gives the appearance of a boxer with a fantastic weaving technique, but also makes you less fearful of the fist. Feeling braver, Hubin once again demands for the return of his phone. "I need to text Bomi back," he thunders. Snapper is in awe at the sheer grit that Hubin is displaying, and the chat is going wild, weighing in on the action. This is revenge of the underdog. Wow, seriously awesome. I wasn't expecting this. Hubin battles valiantly, but his energy begins to wane. He really ought to have watched more than one of Samdak's videos because he has no idea what to do next.
Not a great plan.
The audience patience is fading too. The chat is starting to get bored and viewership is declining steeply.
Boo! You stink!
Snapper is considering the possibility of ending the fight before it drags any further when someone in the chat confidently proclaims that Hubin's victory is imminent. While they've all been watching Hubin take blow after blow, only the commenter noticed the state of the mugger's fists. They've swollen up like balloons and he'll be in a world of pain once the adrenaline has worn off. On cue, the mugger collapses to the ground, howling in agony while clutching his throbbing fists. Hubin has won the fight, and Snapper is jubilant at this bizarre turn of events. Yes! The victory proves to be a hollow one because Hubin's hospital bill may end up exceeding the revenue from the livestream. Looking on the bright side, Snapper counts the bills as an investment in their future, as well as an equitable exchange for the followers they gained from the stream. Hubin is aching all over, but ecstatic nonetheless to finally communicate with Bomi. He's attempting to compose a flirtatious message when the chat informs him to work on his riz. The livestream ends and the channel has amassed over 1 million views in a week. The 4 videos they've uploaded have a total viewership of 25 million. And they're thrilled to receive their first payment of 2 million.
I'm the king of the world!
Hubin can't wait to pump out even more sensational content to increase their earnings, but Snapper is like,
calibrate your enthusiasm.
They're lucky that their video wasn't flagged as overly aggressive and demonetized, an outcome that all YouTubers fear. At present, another cause for concern is heading their way, Rumi. She's live streaming outside the convenience store and Snapper is like,
I got a bad feeling about this.
Sensing an excellent opportunity to poach some subscribers, Rumi chases Hubin and Snapper down the street. Fortunately, they manage to shake her.
Whew.
As Hubin catches his breath, he admires the expensive tracksuit on display at a nearby store but is flabbergasted at the price. That bit of cloth costs the same as Snapper's videographer's salary? Who would buy such an extravagant thing? Snapper, of course. Arguing that the tracksuit is a basic necessity, Snapper encourages Hoobin to buy one for himself. Instead, Hoobin opts to be responsible and save his money. Just then, he receives a text that makes him weak at the knees. Hoobin buys the tracksuit after all and is in the park waiting nervously for someone. To take the edge off, Hoobin starts live streaming, which causes the people in his vicinity to gossip loudly about him. Hoobin is a little self-conscious, but the chat has his back. They'd go to war for him, and Hoobin greatly appreciates their kindness. Close by, Jihoon, another YouTuber, is also live streaming, and a group of girls crowd around the tall, handsome boy, wanting to get a selfie. While the girls fawn over him, including 1 or 2 people in Hoobin's chat, Jihoon only has eyes for the gorgeous girl who has just arrived. Jihoon asks for a moment of her time, but she politely declines because she's there to meet someone. "Sorry I'm late," Bomi says to Hoobin with a radiant smile. The chat lights up. He's on a date? Are they wearing the same outfit? Can't wait to see what happens next. Hoobin has always been jealous of the popular kids. He's short, broke, bad at sports, and has average grades. He's at the bottom of the school's pecking order, while people like Mun-seong, the MMA fighter, are at the very top. With Bomi standing in front of him, however, Hoobin no longer cares about popularity. If only he could freeze this moment. When their hands accidentally touch, Hoobin is transported to a fantasy world where Bomi is his wife and his 2 children welcome him home after a long day of being the boss at work. He buys her a bouquet of flowers, though nothing can compare to her beauty. She's lovelier than any flower. Hoobin snaps out of the daydream when Bomi asks whether he's quite well. He's embarrassed that he's spaced out and imagines that she's embarrassed to be seen with him. Noticing how reserved he seems, Bomi tries to make conversation about the strawberry parfait that's been all over social media, where they'll go after the cafe, what his hobbies are, but Hoobin simply mumbles one-word answers. Finally, Bomi gives up. She asked Hoobin out because she thought they would have fun together, but she can see now that he's not interested. Bomi apologizes for imposing her company on him and makes her way to the exit when Hoobin confesses that he's never spoken to a girl, let alone been on a date with a pretty girl at a fancy cafe. He hasn't the faintest idea how to behave and admits that his favorite thing to do is to watch YouTube at home, which is hardly an exciting pastime. Hoobin sweats profusely, not only because he's anxious, but also because he chose the sunny side of the table so that Bomi wouldn't get too hot. Aww. Bomi blushes, gives him a reassuring smile, and they walk out of the cafe together. Throughout the date, a mysterious girl with a yellow tracksuit top has been following them and is pleased to see Hoobin so happy. As the couple walk outside, enjoying the day, Bomi receives a phone call from an old friend who's nearby and wants to say hi. They used to be close during grade school but lost touch over the years. Her friend also came to try out the strawberry parfait, and Hoobin is momentarily distracted by the memory of how cute Bomi looked eating the parfait. Coincidentally, her friend goes to the same school as Hoobin. Perhaps they've met. His name is Mun-seong. Immediately, Hoobin is transported back to the fantasy world where he shares a life with Bomi, except he's been replaced. Mun-seong is her husband now. Not wanting her to know that he's a loser at school, Hoobin lies that he's actually really good friends with Mun-seong. Hoobin instantly regrets his dishonesty when Mun-seong arrives, looking effortlessly cool in the same tracksuit as him and Bomi. Will Mun-seong tell Bomi the truth? Watch episode 4 in my viral hit playlist to find out. Things get awkward.